has made in Parliament, but thank you. Senator Lindgren.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President, and I'll make sure that throughout this as well I try not to refer to you as President. I rise to contribute to the debate on the Marriage Equality Amendment Bill 2013. For those of you who know me in this place are very aware of my views on this topic. And for those honourable senators that do not know me very well, I look forward to you understanding my long-held beliefs and reasonings. Mr Acting Deputy President, I hold the firm belief that marriage is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into life. The sanctity of this union between a man and a woman is a cherished institution and recognised in our institution. It is the core component of the family. My beliefs are not drawn from discriminatory influences, from political innuendo, or from misunderstandings in the world in which we live today. And the choice of who we choose as a partner, the way we cohabit and the personal lives we lead are for every individual to make for themselves. Personal choice and responsibility is championed in this country and is also something that I will continue to be an ardent supporter of. Therefore, the beliefs that I hold and will continue to embrace dearly should, in return, be respected and championed by those who have differing views. Mr Acting Deputy President, during the course of this debate, I have no doubt that I and others with the same view as me will be labelled as intolerant, narrow-minded, and the list may go on. I must question the strength of the argument of the same-sex marriage supporters when they have to resort to name-calling. Are we to be denied the right to voice an opinion we can clearly articulate without resorting to personal denigration? And one of the interesting arguments of the same-sex marriage supporters is that two people should be allowed to love who they choose. I do not know of any argument or legislation that states an adult cannot love another adult of their choice. Marriage does not suddenly allow someone to love. I know I loved my husband before he even proposed to me. Mr Acting Deputy President, this is the tragedy of the debate. And yes, my views may differ from those who believe in same-sex marriage, but my belief remains as strong as those who oppose my view in this chamber. There are always those small amount of bad apples in the crate that drive extremism and push the boundary of offensive behaviour, and they should fall into the category of bigot. This is not the case with the vast majority of people who support the definition of marriage as it stands and opposes same-sex marriage. And here is where their argument falls down. As I've already stated, I am an ardent supporter of personal choice, and I respect and will continue to respect those who have different views to mine. This debate, Mr Acting Deputy President, is not about differing views of people. This is not a debate about the terms of equality and discrimination. It is about the definition of marriage and why it should remain unchanged, and that the Marriage Act must be kept in place as a union of a man and a woman. I grew up in a family with Catholic values and beliefs. Does my destiny relate directly to that religious influence in my life? No, but it does define a lot of what I stand for and believe in. What I term Christian values are also held by the vast majority, including those that choose not to worship Christ or any other God. Those values are about caring, being kind, holding to strong moral compasses, and being community-minded. Those same values are defined by not participating in discrimination or practising antisocial behaviour. One way that we can achieve this is by having a mature debate based on the principles of that in which we believe in, and also that which is for those of the interests of those who we represent. Marriage blesses the union of a man and a woman and possible children to that marriage. It has throughout human history across all cultures and religions. And as the Honourable Eric Abetz said, it predates parliaments. It is arguably our oldest institution, Mr Acting Deputy President. Ask why this has suddenly gained some traction while others have felt no need to bring it forward, yet now they are championing the cause. Why did others, when they had the chance to vote for same-sex marriage, vote no against same-sex marriage? Was it for political gain? I'm just going to repeat some of the words of Senator Wong when she quotes, "On the issue of marriage, I think that in reality there is a cultural, religious and historical view around which we have to respect. I do respect the fact that's how people's views the institution." End quote. Have others who have once held this view had a change of heart also? So where is their sincerity? I hope those who champion the same-sex marriage do this for the right reasons. I hope those who champion this cause champion it with good conscience and have regard for those who are hopeful of change. To those who are disappointed with my views, at least you know where I stand and know that I'm not going to use your hopes for my political gain. I have taken the view that the public of Australia needs to be included in the decision. To those who support same-sex marriage, I ask you, have you considered the full consequences of this idea? What will occur if it is successful? What will happen to the adoption laws, Mr Acting Deputy President? Will they too become equal? With adoption waiting times being about 5 years, a traditional couple will not consider placing their name on the list unless they have a medical reason preventing them from having children naturally. This could be 5 years or more after marriage, depending on your age. Then they generally wait and establish their marriage, their home and maybe their careers. After trying for a while, they may seek medical assistance, then IVF, and then after a time of trying to conceive, the body clock is ticking, and due to the age of the woman, her body starts working against her. They will try adoption only to find those who have had not to endure the pain that is ahead of them of waiting on an adoption list. This would be easily 10 to 15 years later. A same-sex marriage couple, knowing they cannot bear children naturally, place themselves on the list at the time of marriage or earlier. Do we then move traditional couples who have spent years and great expense to have a child and fail to the top of the list? If we did, I have no doubt that the howls of indignation and discrimination would be loud from some parts of this chamber. Some have failed to consider what's next. What are the future consequences? Mr Acting Deputy President, do we now expect women in traditional relationships to have children early to ensure they can have children, to put aside their career aspirations, to race into relationships in case their body and the system works against them and adoption becomes harder? If you think I'm wrong, then go to the staff rooms of schools or the meal rooms of a police station and see how many women are struggling to have children after establishing a career. As an educator, I've seen the results of fathers and mothers not being present in the upbringing of children, and to be frank, it's not good. As a daughter, I know the special relationship of a daughter has with her father, no more than a male has with its mother. And yes, I've also seen bad traditional families, but I do not wish to create further social issues that will need addressing in 10 to 20 years' time. Some will ask, as an Indigenous woman who is seeing firsthand and experienced discrimination, why are you supporting a form of discrimination? I'm not supporting discrimination. I'm supporting families, Mr Acting Deputy President. Families have throughout nature and history consisted of a male and female securing the future of their race and culture. In Indigenous cultures, children were seen as the clan's future and security. Therefore, traditional marriage wasn't just supported by them, it was needed. It was a matter of survival. Please do not point to Ireland. It had over 60% of voters turning out, producing actual support of 37%. But that is something that we'll have to accept and deal with, Mr Acting Deputy President, due to voter apathy. America's decision just does not cut it. A court decision, not one made by either legislator or the people. 9 people to make a decision for the nation with 4 dissenting. This does not represent a popular choice, but rather a narrow choice of social elites. Despite only being a senator for a short period of time, the last count of emails I have received on this issue was in the thousands. They show me that the vast majority of those who have contacted me oppose same-sex marriage. It's about approximately 22,000. Why do some fear participative democracy? Mr Acting Deputy President, if those who want same-sex marriage are truly serious, then let them campaign for it. But first, let those within their own ranks who oppose it openly campaign against it as well. Thank you.